Hello, my name is Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan, and today I'm going to talk to you about the 5 ways to know if you have a food addiction. Okay, so first of all, if you notice, my background is a little festive, and I live my life exactly the way this background is. I live my life wild on purpose. You know, it gets a little crazy around here. I make popsicles out of fruit. And the reason why I celebrate my life every single day is because I am so grateful that I have found a way to break my food addiction. Okay, I thought it was going to be forever. I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought there was never going to be a time in my life when I wasn't at war with myself, at war with food, struggling, dieting, binging, starving, going up and down, losing all the weight, gaining it all back. I never thought that I would be free from the horrible chains of a food addiction. And so now let's get right into it. Maybe you know you have one, maybe you don't, but this video is going to help you to clarify and understand if you have one, because I have found that a lot of people, they don't have a food addiction, and then some people do, and you have to know. And then once you know, awareness is the first step in the healing process, and then you can start to break it and heal and get off the dieting and the cleansing addiction and the yo-yoing forever. You don't deserve that. You deserve a life free from the chains of food addiction. And so now here's the first, I wrote it out. There's many, many more, but here's the top 5 that I have found. Number 1, you feel out of control. You feel out of control. Now, the difference between somebody that eats junk food and has a food addiction is that somebody can eat junk food, okay, but they're choosing to do that. And when you have a food addiction, it's not a choice. It's not a choice. I know it is a choice, but it doesn't feel like a choice. It feels literally like you have no choice. You have to eat this food. And there's no options. And so I am friends with somebody who doesn't eat like a super clean diet, and she eats junk food sometimes, and she eats fast food sometimes, but she makes the decision, and it's a happy decision. You know, that's another thing. It's not part of the list, but when you have a food addiction, it's never a happy decision. You're never going through the drive-thru and saying, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. Can I get a small vegan something, whatever they do there, burger, Beyond Meat, sausage, and a side of fries, and a vegan shake? That doesn't happen with a smile on your face. When you have a food addiction, it is a miserable, horrible life. And I know firsthand. I had a food addiction from the age of about 13, maybe it was a little bit earlier, I'm realizing, around 13 to the age of 26. And even beyond that. And it was just in the last few years that I finally released my need to stuff myself, even with raw foods. I was stuffing myself with fruit and vegetables and ice cream and these raw vegan gourmet things. Using food will never, ever heal you, ever. It can, you can change the food. You can stuff yourself with grapes instead of cookies, right? But you're still going to suffer inside because you're not dealing with the feelings. Remember, whatever you feel, you can heal. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But number 1 is feeling out of control. Like you have absolutely no say in the matter. Number 2, okay, you can't be around certain foods. Okay, so this is the main difference. I mean, these are all main differences between somebody that enjoys food, because we all enjoy food, and somebody that has a food addiction. If you have a food addiction, you cannot, if you are suffering currently from a food addiction, you cannot be around certain foods. If the food is in your house, if the food, I was doing so good. If the food is in your house, it will go in your mouth. Again, it goes back to the first one, which is you feel out of control. And then the second one is you cannot have certain foods around you. It just doesn't work. You have to eat them. Okay, trigger foods, we call it in recovery. And so number 3 sign that you have a food addiction is you are eating, okay, I can't read my handwriting. Oh yes, eat until you can't eat anymore. Oh yes, this is it. You eat, if you have a food addiction, you eat until you physically cannot eat anymore, whether the food runs out or you physically throw up. You physically cannot stuff another thing inside of you. I want you to close your eyes. If you have a food addiction right now, close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Keep your eyes closed, and I want you to say, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just in the habit of using food to deal with life. That's it. That's it. Open your eyes. I need you to understand, if you're using food to deal with life, it's one of the healthiest addictions. Yeah, it sucks, and you gain weight, and you break out, and you feel like shit, and you throw up, and then you starve, and then you're sick, and then you're tired, and you're crying, and you're miserable. But people have addictions to crack cocaine, alcohol, gambling, cheating, lying, cigarettes, all these horrible, way even worse things than food addiction. And food addiction is bad. It's not good. But at least you have a food addiction. And I'm telling you right now, we can heal you. Me and you, right? I can't heal you, and you can't heal you alone, because, or else you would have done it. So I just want you to know, I can help you. Help yourself, okay? And I've been there, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with this, but it's just a part of your journey. It's a part of why you're here, to learn how to feel your feelings, and yes, cry, and maybe scream, and learn how to set your boundaries, and learn how to talk and speak up for yourself, and stand up for yourself, and start to learn how to love yourself. Because you're never going to heal your food addiction if you don't recognize that you don't feel worthy and deserving of love and abundance and a body you feel good in and skin you love. You don't love yourself enough yet. And you're just in a habit. And it's not because you're bad or stupid. It's just because you're in a habit of doing that. Okay, well, we're going to get into a new habit. Habits, think of a habit that you started that you weren't born doing. Maybe you have a habit of going on social media, like me, for 10 hours a day. Well, you learned that habit. Maybe you have a habit of doing tapping like I do every day. Well, if you do that, that's a habit you formed. Maybe you have a habit of, brushing your teeth. Do you brush your teeth every day? That's a habit you learned. And then I want you to think of a habit you stopped doing. Was there anything you stopped doing? I'm sure there was. Something that you didn't want to do anymore, and something happened, you got a wake-up call, or you just decided one day to stop. And so you can see that you are a consistent person. You can be disciplined. You can quit things and start things. And you're going to start to see yourself differently when you start to do the habits that help you to repair the relationship you have with yourself, and start to value yourself and love yourself enough to make good, healthy choices and stop hurting yourself. Okay? And like I said in another video, if you were abused as a child, there is a 99% chance that you will grow up to abuse others or yourself. And having a food addiction is just a form of self-abuse. And so we need to heal that. There's nothing wrong with us. We're not bad or stupid. This is just how we're dealing with life. And this is just how we're taking care of ourselves. And we're going to learn new ways. There's nothing wrong with you. I need you to understand that. I'm not blaming you for this. It's a habit that you have formed that we are going to unlearn. We're going to unform the habit and replace it with new healthy habits, because your life is never going to be perfect, and you're always going to have stress, and you're always going to feel sad sometimes, or depressed, or angry, or lonely, or lost in life. Life is like this, and healing is like this. And so we've got to form habits that help us deal with stress that don't hurt us at the same time. So like EFT tapping, okay? I don't know why my voice went up at the end. Tapping. Yoga, sweating, breathing, meditating, journaling, talking, going into nature, seeing a therapist. And of course, we need to learn what to eat and how to stick to it, right? Because it's 50-50. It's 50% what to eat, what not to eat, and how to stick to it, and 50% dealing with our emotions that we're shoving down, that we're stuffing down, and trying to fill a void that can only be filled with our own self-love. I know you probably have a lot of people in your life that love you, or maybe you don't. But either way, it doesn't matter what other people think or what they say or what they do for you. If you don't have the self-love You're just going to keep trying to fill the void. And you cannot fulfill that void with anything besides your own love. So that's what we're going to learn in my new course. And so before I finish, the last 2 ways to know if you have a food addiction, if you've already connected to the first 3, well, then you are a good candidate for my brand new course. It's called the Food Addiction Freedom Course. And it is 6 intensive weeks of not just learning what to eat, how to eat it, working out with me, but we're going to be deep diving into your subconscious. And we're going to learn why you have a food addiction, why it started, how it started, and we're going to unravel and unpeel the layers of that like an onion. We're going to get to the core, and then we're going to work with that, and then we're going to release it subconsciously and consciously through things like EFT tapping, through exercises, through guided meditations, through all these different things, and through the support and community that comes with having a group. Okay, so I've been coaching people one-on-one for years, but I just did a course on going raw called the Ultimate Raw Transformation Course with Matt from Raw Intuition. And I loved this course so much, and it helped me understand that this is what I want to do, because we brought in 10, it was 14 women actually. We were gonna have 10, but there was like 4 amazing queens that really wanted to be in it. And so we brought together 14 women that could help each other and stay connected for life. And so if you're someone who needs support in your life, because we all do, if you're someone who's not surrounded by amazing, healthy, vegan women that will support you and speak life into you and lift you up instead of pushing you down and making you feel confused. Should I be eating this way? Is this enough protein? Is it okay? Like, is getting colonics weird? Is doing tapping weird? Is looking at myself in the mirror and saying, I love you weird? Well, these women are not going to say that that's weird, because I'm going to make them do it. And they're people working on themselves, developing themselves, and healing themselves. And if you don't have people in your life that are working actively on healing, well, this is the perfect opportunity for you to connect with a community. And at the end of my course, I pair you up with your own accountability partner, okay? And so you will be friends with that person specifically for life. And I encourage you guys to do a one-on-one call every single week at the same time to stay accountable to your goals and help each other stay accountable, okay? And keep going, because healing is like this. It's not a 6-week journey. It's a lifelong journey. So you need people in your life that are also on that journey. And I'm lucky enough to have that. And if I didn't have my support system, if I didn't have my accountability partners, well, no way would I be on YouTube. No way would I be able to stay raw, healthy, free from my food addiction. No way would I have written all the books and done the courses I've done. No way. We need people. So that was pretty long. Number 4. So if you're interested, send me an email. I'll leave the information below. jd@Ms.FitVegan.com. I'm looking for, there's 4 spots left, I think. I haven't checked my email in the last hour because I've been on YouTube Live. I just interviewed somebody amazing. And so yeah, I'm going to check my email in a bit as soon as I'm done with this. And as of right now, I believe we have 4 spots left. So send me an email with the words I am ready, and I'll send you all the details. We start February 1st. And if you need help, I'm here to help you. Literally, it's my life purpose. And I've made food addicts my main focus, okay? Because that's what I know, and that's what I was. And I have to help others because I had no one. And no hope. And thank God, by the grace of God, I was introduced to the raw vegan diet. And so yes, in this course, you are going to learn how to stay raw, be raw and stay raw if you want. If you don't want to be raw, you're going to learn how to be a healthy vegan, because you don't have to be raw to be healthy, okay? But you need to eat a healthy diet to be healthy. Let's just keep it real here. Number 4 way to know if you have a food addiction. What am I at? 15 minutes? Okay. Number 4 way to know is that I can't read my handwriting. If you guys saw how I wrote this, oh my dear God. I'm just being honest, guys. I'm not perfect. I know I look perfect. Okay. I'm not. It's consuming your life. Oh yeah, I couldn't read that word consuming because I just scribbled it. It's consuming your life. If you think about food 24/7, you probably have a food addiction. I'm just gonna be honest, and I'm very sure that she's okay with me saying this. My best friend Awa, who I live with, she thinks sometimes she has a food addiction, But like, I've gone through these things with her and she doesn't, because she can eat unhealthy processed foods and she doesn't think about it 24/7. She doesn't feel guilty about it 24/7. She's not suffering and crying in the middle of the night. Just like, why can't I stop eating? She's not gaining weight and losing it and gaining and losing it. And so I know she doesn't have a food addiction and she can't understand it. And that's okay. You know, she's lucky she doesn't deal with that, but I do. And so I can't have certain foods in the house. I can't have trigger foods in the house. And right now, all of her, you know, processed foods, they don't tempt me anymore. It's the foods that are on my okay list. Those are the ones that tempt me. Okay. So like, for example, dates. Having a big box of medjool dates in the house is something that I can't do anymore, because I've accepted the fact that I'm a food addict and dates are a trigger food for me, and I can just eat dates nonstop. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Any dried fruit, it's like candy to me. But I can have grapes in the house, no problem. I can have bananas, I can have oranges, I can have apples, I can have papaya and mame sapote and whatever else, pineapple, all the fruits and all the vegetables and the seeds, nuts and pistachios. But she can have those in the house and it's not consuming her. If I had a big box of dates in this house, like I used to have when I first started, I used to order from 7hotdates.com and I used to have these big boxes of dates and I would just eat them nonstop, chewing on the dates, and it destroyed my teeth. And I realized I can't do that anymore. If I want dates in the house, I have to buy a small box. Okay. My friend Sherry, she once sent me a box with just one date in it. It was the cutest thing ever. And that's what I need. I need just, you know, a handful of things in the house. So pistachios, my roommate, she's got a big box of pistachios, a big bag. They are salted, so they're off limits for me. And that's another thing. I have this list. I'll go over this in another video. I have these 3 lists. They're on my phone though, so I can't read them to you. But I have food that I love to eat, food that I'll never eat, and food that I'll eat socially. And this is an important list to make. I want you guys to make that. Food that I love to eat, that loves me back, okay? Food that I don't want to eat, that I don't like to eat, and then food that I eat socially that's okay for me to eat socially. So this big bag of pistachios, I don't eat that because first of all, they have salt on them. Okay, if they were unsalted, they might be gone. They might have been gone. But since there's salt, they have salt on them, and it ain't the healthy salt. There's no such thing, but it's not Himalayan pink salt, okay? They have salt on them. They're not organic. I know for a fact what they're gonna do to me. And like a few years ago, I did eat them. Like, long story short is we were driving here from New York and I had some. And then the next day I just felt so bloated. My eyes were puffy. I just felt, I don't eat them anymore. And I'm not triggered by them because they have salt. But if they did not have salt on them, I would eat them. I would eat them. And I'd probably eat all of them. And so it's important to note that if you have a food addiction, okay, you are consumed by food until you heal it. And now I'm not consumed by food. Okay, I know there's certain foods I can and cannot have in the house. Okay, and I'm okay with that. That's okay. I want the best skin and the best body and the best health, and so I have to take measures as a former food addict. So I can't have these big boxes of dates in the house. And that doesn't mean I'm not healed. That means I know myself now. I know what I can and what I can't have in the house. I know I can have vegan donuts. They're not food to me. I can have these pistachios. That's not food to me. They're covered in salt. I can't have a big box of raw organic pistachios in the house, you know, unsalted, unroasted. I'm going to eat them all. So if I want to make something with pistachios or with dates, I just buy a handful. I buy enough for the recipe only. I know myself now. At the age of almost 38, I have finally gotten to know myself. I love myself. I'm working on myself every day. I'm doing tapping. I'm doing meditations. I'm doing affirmations. I'm doing the things that help me to feel good, okay? And I'm sticking to my word. I work out every day, right? I'm eating a healthy vegan diet, raw vegan diet. I'm keeping my word to myself, so I trust myself now. And that's what we're going to do in the course. Wow, this video is a lot longer than I thought it would be. Okay, let me wrap this up. Number 5 way to know. Thank you for still being here. If you're still here, I want you to write in the comments, eat fruit, be cute, so I know who's here, okay? Who's a real one. Eat fruit, be cute, if you made it this far. Number five, how to know if you have a real food addiction is that you eat in secret. You eat in secret. You don't like I said in the first one, which is, you know, you feel out of control, all right? And it's not a happy experience. If you have a food addiction, you eat in secret, meaning you can use food to celebrate, but the majority of the time, you're not using food to celebrate. You're not eating with other people. You're eating alone in the bathroom or in your room or late at night in the kitchen when nobody's watching, when nobody's around. If you live alone, you might not be eating in your bathroom, but if you live with other people, you might, and I've done this before, you might take all the food into the bathroom, lock the door and eat so that you wouldn't be caught. Because it's a very shameful, horrible experience. You're basically punishing yourself. And if somebody saw you, you'd be embarrassed. If somebody saw you, you would be ashamed. If somebody saw you, it would be so horrible because it's not normal, it's not natural, and it's not something you're proud of. And it's a shameful, horrible thing. And addiction only lives in isolation. And that's why I'm doing this course. That's why I'm going to continue doing courses every few months. Because I need to reach the people that need help. Like I needed help. I needed someone. You know, all throughout my teenage years and my 20s, I was suicidal. I had cystic acne. I was overweight. I was depressed. I had eczema all over my body. I was in a really bad place. And mostly I was so tired all the time. I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue at the age of 16. And now at the age of almost 38, people, for sure, I don't have chronic fatigue, boo. Okay? I got too much energy. That's why you see me on here all the time, every day. That's why I wrote so many books. I'm doing all these courses. I'm working out. I'm running a fruit festival. I got unlimited energy. I got a course, Unlimited Energy for Life. Because now I'm eating the proper diet. I'm not consumed by food. Food is not on my mind 24/7. I'm not yo-yo dieting. I'm finally at peace with my life and my body and my food choices. And if you are thinking about food all the time, if you're constantly on a diet, if you're tracking your calories, if you're going up and down with your weight, I'm sorry. I know what you're going through. I used to write down every single thing I ate. And when I was cleaning out my old apartment after my mom passed, I found some food journals, and it was horrific stuff, guys. I would eat 1 egg for breakfast. I would eat tuna for lunch. Yeah, not a sandwich. It was just tuna. Tuna for lunch. It was like 120 calories for lunch, 80 calories for breakfast. And I would try and eat vegetables and some like steamed chicken or steamed baked salmon or something like this for dinner. And sometimes I had a Slim Fast shake. Remember the Slim Fast shakes? Sometimes it was really horrific. And so I was eating like 500 calories a day. And of course, after a few days, I would binge and eat everything. All the cookies, the cakes, the candies, the little Debbies, the potato chips, the bread. I would just eat bread and butter. I would toast English muffins and put butter on it, shove it in my mouth. I don't even need to toast them. Pop-Tarts, cereal, anything that I could eat because I was starving. And what you need to understand is, yes, it is 50% the food you're eating. Absolutely. We crave sugar, processed sugar, because we are frugivores. So when you eat enough fruit, then you're not craving the processed sugar anymore. Of course you're going to crave sugar. You are a frugivore by design. Every single cell in the human body runs on fruit. This is why people fall off their diets. This is why dieting is a $1 trillion industry. This is why over 50% of Americans are overweight or obese. This is why 95% of people that go on a diet lose weight and then gain it all back and more. Because we don't understand how to eat. We don't understand that fruit is the key. Fruit needs to be the basis of your diet. If you want to be healthy, lose weight, feel good, clear your skin, and feel free from a food addiction. If you're not getting enough calories from fruit, you will get them from processed sugar. That's it. That's it. You will fall off your diet. Now, see, I've been on a raw vegan diet since 2011. I've never fallen off because I finally understood. You don't even need the course, but See, the reason why you don't stick to it is most likely because I'm telling you right now what to do. Just eat more fruit. Eat fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, mostly fruit. That's what the course is about as far as the diet goes. But see, why you do need the course is because, well, that's what to do. Of course, I'm going to give you recipes. Of course, I'm going to teach you exactly how to shop, how to know when your fruit is ripe. I'm going to go through every single step of it. But the part that you really probably need is the community, because I know that's what I needed. The accountability, the community, and learning how to release and deal with these horrible traumas and these things that we've been through that are punishing ourselves. We are punishing ourselves. A lot of us have been through abuse. A lot of us have been talked down to. A lot of us are living lies. A lot of us are suffering in silence and trying to shove it down because sometimes it boils up, the stress and the loneliness and the abuse and the sadness, and then we try to shove it down and it doesn't work. It works for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or it works during the binge, but even after, if you're a true food addict, you eat in secret, and from the second you take the first bite, after the first bite, it feels horrible. Like, I think and tell me if I'm wrong, because it's been a long time, it's been 12 years now. After you take the first bite, it's all downhill from there. If you feel like shit, you don't want to do this, but you can't stop. But before that, like that first bite tastes amazing and it feels so good and it's like a release. I guess that's what like drug addicts feel when they put the drug in the first time, or like when you smoke cigarettes, or when you have an orgasm. If you're addicted to sex, it's like a release. You know what I'm saying? That you need. But then if you have a sex addiction, well, after you feel that release, you feel like shit because you have just had sex with somebody, you paid them, or you don't like them, or you don't love them, but you needed to have that release. And same with gambling and all the addictions. It doesn't feel good, and you do it in secret. You do it in isolation. And that's how you know if you have a food addiction. Now, if you are suffering, I want to help you, but you got to take the first step. And yes, my course is an investment because, and trust me, I wish I didn't have to charge. Trust me. One day you mark my words, somebody screen record this. One day I will not charge for my courses because what I'm doing is my life purpose and I need to help other people. That's what I need to do that in order for me to feel okay, for me to feel healed and for me to feel okay. I need to help other people that are suffering right now. This is why I'm placed on this earth. But I also need to pay my rent and stuff. Like fruit don't grow on trees, y'all. I mean, it does, but I don't have any. So I got to pay rent and buy fruit. I got to stay cute. So that's why I have to charge for my course. And I'm giving you 6 full weeks of my blood, sweat, and fruity tears. I'm going to be with you every second of the day if you want for 6 weeks. You can call me anytime. You can text me anytime. We're going to be in a private WhatsApp group chat. I'm going to be on Zoom with you for 2 hours twice a week. Yeah, you're going to have a one-on-one session with me. We're going to do tapping every day. It's intensive and it is worth way more than I'm charging, but it is an investment. And you got to decide, are you worth it? Do you need this? And I also wanted to charge a significant amount because I only wanted people that are committed. I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to waste yours either. Are you committed to healing? Are you willing to invest in yourself? And we do have a payment plan, but I just want you to know that if you're not serious about it, then don't join the course because I don't want to waste my time. I want to reach the people that need me, that are ready, that are not just interested, that are committed to changing, to healing, to losing the weight, to feeling better, to stop binging. No more binging. And it doesn't just happen like that. It takes time. And 6 weeks. Within those 6 weeks, you're going to learn and you're going to change and you're going to release and you're going to heal and you're going to get out of your comfort zone and you're going to do things that you never did before because you want a result that you've never had before. And so and you've got to let go of the cleansing and the yo-yo dieting, and you've got to let go of the quick fixes. This is not a quick fix. This is a lifestyle change. And you're going to get 9 other best friends for life. And you're going to get an accountability partner. And the community is priceless. Trust me. If you talk to anybody, I recently did 2 interviews. I'm going to do a lot more in the next few weeks from people that were in my last course. and they are changed for life, and they have new friends, a new community, people that understand them, people that are former food addicts, that are living a healthy vegan diet lifestyle, and they are done with dieting, and they are feeling better, and they're looking better, and they are losing weight. And even if they're not losing weight, it's okay, because they know that life is like this. And so you're gonna gain weight sometimes, even on a healthy vegan diet, and that's okay. That's okay. You will lose it. That's okay, right? Because here's what happens. In the beginning, if you got to get off processed foods, you don't really want to focus on weight loss. I'm just going to be honest. You want to focus on eliminating those foods, those trigger foods, the cookies, the cakes, the donuts, the processed white flour, white sugar, the meat, the dairy, all that stuff. That's what we're going to focus on first, okay? Then we can focus on calorie density, okay? Eating more fruit, more vegetables, less nuts, okay? Eating more lower calorically dense fruit, right? Okay, like grapes and oranges and watermelon and melons, you know, less of the dates and the bananas. In time, not in the beginning. We need to, one step at a time. And this is what I'm going to teach you in the 6-week food addict freedom course, food addiction freedom course. I went through a lot of different names of it, but basically the food addiction freedom course is what I decided on because it just made the most sense. So if you have a food addiction, please reach out to me. If you don't reach out to me, I can't help you. I will send you all the details and the information, all of what you're going to get in the course. Email me. I am ready at jd@MsFitVegan.com. If you're ready. If you're not ready, don't email me. But if you need to change, like if you need to lose weight or you need to heal something, if you're about to have a surgery, if you are like at your last, this is your last chance at living a healthy lifestyle, like you have tried and tried and tried, you have tried everything, then trust me, this will be the best money you've ever spent. Trust me. Everybody in my course, from the first course, all 14 women have said that to me. This is the best money I've ever spent. So it's an investment. Well, are you ready to invest in yourself? That's the question. I love you. I thank you very much. And if you're interested, click the link below, check it out, or email me and I'll send you the information, and I will see you guys in the course. And thank you so much for watching. And if you can't do the course, well, I understand that, but you've got to do something. You've got to do something. So just email me anyway, and we'll see what we can do. All right. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye. You are enough. I want to remind you that. No matter what you eat, no matter what you don't eat, no matter what you look like, no matter how much you weigh, you are enough, and you are worthy and deserving of love and respect. And I just want to remind you that.